Welcome back to the coin world. Old coin review and value, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic treasures, and the hidden value in your pocket change. The 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny, what was once simple pocket change now carries a staggering value of up to $20,000 for the right specimen. The story of the 1953 Wheat Penny begins in a time of change. The world had emerged from the devastation of World War II less than a decade earlier. In the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower had just taken office as president, leading the nation into a new era of optimism, industry, and progress. Across the country, soldiers returned home, suburbs expanded, and the American dream felt within reach. Amid these changes, the U.S. Mint continued its duty producing coins for a growing economy. The 1-cent coin of that era, known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, bore the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design first introduced in 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and idea. That once sparked debate, but eventually became a lasting tradition. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was instantly iconic. On the reverse, two simple wheat ears curved gracefully along the edges, framing the denomination 1 cent and the country's name, United States of America. Above, the motto E Pluribus Unum reminded Americans of their unity through diversity. In 1953, 3 mints struck the wheat penny: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver marked with a D, and San Francisco marked with an S. Combined, they produced hundreds of millions of pennies. At first glance, there was nothing rare about a 1953 Lincoln cent, but rarity, as collectors know, hides in the details. Most 1953 pennies were spent and forgotten, used to buy soda, candy, newspapers, and gasoline, but a very small number were set aside tucked into mint rolls, preserved in collections, or simply lost and never circulated. These few coins remained untouched by time, retaining their original mint red luster, sharp details, and near-perfect surfaces. It is these specimens, those graded Mint State 67 Red MS67 RD, or higher, that have reached jaw-dropping prices in auctions. In some cases, a 1953 wheat penny in pristine condition, with exceptional strike quality and no blemishes, has sold for as much as $20,000. The value lies in the condition, and in the fierce competition among collectors to own the best of the best. The grading scale used by professionals like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS67 or MS68 means it is nearly flawless under magnification. Combine that grade with a full red color designation indicating the copper coin has retained its original brilliant red tone from the day it was struck, and you have a numismatic masterpiece. But condition isn't the only path to high value. Some 1953 wheat pennies feature errors and varieties, accidental imperfections, created during the minting process. These include double die. The 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny is one such time capsule. It represents the post-war optimism, economic expansion, and industrial precision of early 1950s America. This was a time when pennies were more than just change. They were tangible representations of national values. The image of Abraham Lincoln reminded citizens of unity, sacrifice, and leadership. The wheat on the reverse spoke of labor, agriculture, and abundance. The materials used to create the 1953 penny reflected both stability and innovation. After experiments during World War II with alternative metals, such as steel in 1943 and recycled shell casings, in 1944-46, the U.S. Mint had returned to using standard bronze alloy 95%, copper and 5% tin and zinc. These pennies were struck with uniformity and care, yet the millions that entered circulation were not destined to survive unblemished. Most were handled, daily used in vending machines, spent in grocery stores, or dropped into piggy banks. Few escaped the scratches, discoloration, and oxidation that come from years of contact and exposure. That's what makes a 1953 penny in mint state red such a remarkable survivor. A coin untouched by time is a window into the past, a perfectly preserved relic that captures the exact moment it was born in the coining press. For collectors, the 1953 wheat penny presents a compelling opportunity. It's not the rarest wheat cent, but it is one of the most underrated when found in pristine condition. Over the decades, more attention has been given to the early teens, like 1909 SVDB or 191 for D, but the 1950s coins have steadily risen in value as high-grade specimens become increasingly difficult to find. As coin grading became more professional and standardized, in the late 20th century, collectors began to appreciate the nuance between a simple, uncirculated coin and a top-tier example. Companies like PCGS and NGC began assigning values based not just on rarity, but on condition, eye appeal, luster, and strike quality. In this system, a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny graded MS67 red becomes a standout, difficult to obtain and hotly contested in auctions. Auction records show several 1953 pennies fetching thousands of dollars, especially when they exhibit vibrant red color and zero imperfections. One coin sold for nearly $20,000 due to its flawless strike and blazing copper sheen. These coins are not merely currency. They are trophies for collectors who understand what rarity truly means. The legacy of the 1953 penny extends beyond value. It marks the closing years of the wheat reverse era. Just 5 years later, in 1958, the wheat design would be retired, replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in celebration of Lincoln's 150th birthday. This change marked the end of an era in American coin design and pushed wheat pennies into the realm of nostalgia. The 1953 issue is part of that legacy, a reminder of a time when design was simple, symbolic, and durable. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, please.